or manage our football for us. I think we still need to like look inwards and then look from the experience gathered from our ex-internationals. I believe we have a whole lot of them that can fill in that spot, even if Finidi wasn't given the opportunity, the time for him to cement his ideas into the Nigerian national team. Well, 26 days to AFCON qualifier, NFF yet to name a coach. Will you actually blame them? That's a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth, because on the other part, will federal government be able to muster the finance in order to pay a coach of grade A? That's another thing. Secondly, will the coach be given the free hand to run things the way he wants to run it, just like you have in club sides where the managers say is final, just like the man done in black in the center of the referee. Those are the areas where we begin to look for the credibility of who we believe will handle Nigerian football and take it to higher places, because sincerely speaking, a whole lot is not well with sports in this part of the world, sincerely speaking, if you must know that. And then NFF can't afford Rene Harvey. These were the exact words of former Super Eagles striker. That's coming from the somersaulting striker, the former police officer, talking about Julius Agaowa, saying that NFF cannot afford to pay Hervé Renard. And you know that Hervé Renard was the coach that defeated Argentina at the last World Cup, playing for Saudi Arabia there. But at the same time, he has coached in Ivory Coast, he has coached in Zambia, and was successful with those two stints he had with those countries, winning them their CAF, winning the Zambians their very, very first CAF championship outing there. And then the same thing he replicated with the Côte d'Ivoire. But then, can Nigeria afford him? If Zambia can afford Hervé, if Côte d'Ivoire can afford him, why can't Nigeria afford him? Because that's what Agaowa is saying, because he believes that with the way Nigerian football is being managed, corruption and the likes of it won't allow us go for the very best. And when you talk about somebody that has actually achieved in the African continent and instills discipline wherever he goes, I believe that this young man caps it all when he has to do with that. But then probably we'll need private organizations and then probably maybe the government to wait in to see if we can actually get this young man to lead the Super Eagles, to see if we can secure qualifications to our already dwindling chance of making it to the next World Cup in 2026 that's going to be happening in 3 different countries, talking about Mexico, United States of America, and Canada. Well, in my own opinion, I believe time is of the essence if we actually need to get there. Certain sacrifices need to be made. Certain round pegs need to be put in round holes in order for us to get the ball running. Recently, things have not really been going on, both for the Super Eagles and for the Falcons. But at the same time, we believe that with the right people at the helms of affairs, all of these things will be in the past. You can see the tremendous leap and bounds that a country like Spain is doing out there. And this is based on the fact that they got their house in order early enough to be European champions, to be Olympic champions, to be under-19 European champions, to even be Champions League winner, even though that's a club-side football. But then you need to give it to proper planning, because when you plan properly and when you have the right people running the affairs of whatever organization you have, definitely the results will be out there for all to see. And that's when we say we congratulate them for doing that. Well, still talking about Real Madrid, and then Spain being the custodian of the European Champions League, the Euro Cup, and then the Olympics, and then the under-19. Wow, our own very Lukman Ademola is saying that Real Madrid, I'm not scared of you. Bring it on, whatever it is that you have, we are ready for you. Remember, the young man shot Atalanta, his club side, to glory against Leverkusen at the last season's UEFA Europa League, where he bagged a hat-trick in the final, putting a dent, the first defeat Bayern Leverkusen suffered under coach Xavi Alonso. Super Cup, Atlanta versus Real Madrid. Bring it on. Madrid, declared Ademola Lookman. Well, for a man that got a hat-trick at the finals, definitely saying bring it on against the champions of Europe. When you're talking about Madrid, when it has to do with club football and Champions League, then you definitely will know that this man is definitely spitting fire based on his heroics at the finals last season. Well, but Real Madrid is not a team that you make all the ranting all about, and then at the end of it all, you won't fire in the necessary goals that will deliver to you. But then the question is, can Atalanta beat Real Madrid in order to cut away the Super Cup, that is the Europa Super Cup? Well, Lookman has already made his point. Let's see how far it goes, even though so many suitors are coming for the Nigerian Owinga Combe striker. Talking about his exploit at Atalanta last season, lots of clubs are penning, begging for his signature. Let's see how that pans out before the close of transfer, when we see where clubs will be bolstering their squad to make sure that the near miss of not either securing the league or qualification for Europe or even that conference league, as the case may be, that happens. Well, we wish them luck, Ademola Lookman. Let's see how it happens on Wednesday when you guys slug it out there. Former under-17 MVP signs for England League One club, Barnsley. And talking about Kelechi Nwakali, that's on a 3-year contract. That's where we are having former under-17 MVP now plying his trade at Barnsley. Well, believing that from League One, you definitely get to Championship and then you find your way down to the Premiership. Well, we are giving you all the very, very best that you can give to yourself. Well, it's not been easy being the MVP at under 17 and then still finding your way up there in the ranks of doing things. Well, Kelechi Nwakali, all the very best is what we wish to you. Samuel Omoridon is attracting interest from other Premier League clubs after Chelsea move collapsed. Wow, Chelsea seem to be in the news for signing of players, trying to see if they can make their team better than what it was. Well, if you permit me to say, sincerely speaking, a club side like Chelsea isn't a place whereby you'll be needing up-and-coming athletes, footballers like this to be plying their trade in the Premier League. So the fact that the Chelsea move collapsed definitely means that there are better offers out there for him, sincerely speaking, if you ask me. Now finally, well, we have Osimhen. Osimhen finally hands in transfer request as he wants to move out of Naples. Wow. The debate on whether Osimhen should continue with Napoli with the new head coach that they have in the person of Antonio Conte. Well, many clubs have said that the price tag of Osimhen is very, very high, and most clubs can't afford. I can see teams like Chelsea, Manchester United, at some time, even Arsenal were rumored to be his final destination. But from the look of things, everything seems to be looking as if it's not likely to happen, except if Osimhen himself will be willing to take a pay cut. Well, I think from the last time we checked, this was the highest commodity when we're talking about strikers, hottest striker in Europe. 2 seasons ago, all of a sudden, just because of the bust up he had with his former national team coach being Finidi George, whereby he was talking, patriotic and saying that he fears no one and the rest of it all. Well, I think that singular act is now making this young man not to be the desired bride, just like we was 2 years ago. And last season, Napoli actually didn't perform too well. Even Osimhen himself had some niggling injuries that wouldn't let him give his very, very best. But we believe and know that this guy can definitely deliver the goods whenever he's called upon, whenever he's fit to deliver. So let's not read any meaning into him handing transfer requests. Probably there is a need for you to test the sunshine in some other climes to see if you have not actually overstayed your welcome, if you feel that Napoli is not giving you what is desired. But there's too many stories that is spinning out of this whole stuff. In the likes that, imagine where you be saying that you're using a Lukaku as a replacement for an Osimhen, you begin to wonder, is it the right thinking for Antonio Conte, who is the new coach of Napoli. And at the same time, player cash is what PSG are asking for in order to get the signature of Osimhen. Sincerely speaking, there are a lot of suitors out there that will be wanting this guy's prowess when it has to do with goal scoring. We believe that he won't definitely be missed so much in Naples, because I believe the coach and the management of the team knows that for you to get a player like Osimhen out, you need to make good use of the money that he brings in. And I know that Antonio Conte, being the coach that knows how to deliver on the places that he has gone in recent time, apart from his stint at Tottenham, that didn't actually yield the desired result. But then Osimhen handed his transfer request. Let's see how that pans out at his club side, Napoli, because a whole lot of stories will be brewing out of this singular act there. But then we have a whole lot that will be entertaining you with as the week is now unfolding, because like I said earlier on, the Premiership will definitely be kickstarting this Saturday. And then we have the mouth-watering clash between Maresca of Chelsea and Pep Guardiola, the four-time champions on the bounce of Man City. Let's see how that pans out. Already, Man City already have a hand on the trophy, talking about the Charity Shield, where they won 6-7 against Manchester United over the weekend. And let's see if that one will be